officer struck down in the line of duty. Police are searching tonight for witnesses to the death of 40-year-old Thomas Carney, who was killed this morning along the shoulder of Interstate 84 in Southbury.
At State Police Barracks across Connecticut, the flags were lowered to half-mast. At 7:15 this morning, Lieutenant Joseph Carney radioed that he was pulling over a blue Camaro with New Jersey plates to issue a warning ticket.
While he was outside his cruiser talking to the other operator, a tractor-trailer truck sideswiped his cruiser, striking him, hurtling him through the air to the ground. This accident occurred a short distance from the barracks in Southbury, and a number of troopers went to his aid. And despite every effort they could make, he was taken to the Waterbury Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries.
State police have impounded the truck that struck Carney for evidence. Clearly visible on the side of the trailer is an imprint from his shoulder patch. However, police have asked us not to use an extreme tight shot of that imprint because it might endanger their case against the driver. 34-year-old Edgar Meiser of Thompsontown, Pennsylvania, is charged with negligent manslaughter, a Class B misdemeanor. As police inspected his truck for violations, he was undergoing voluntary tests at Waterbury Hospital. It's unclear whether Lieutenant Carney was standing in the roadway when he was hit. However, the rear-view mirror and the fender of his unmarked car, which was parked just to the side, was also damaged. Tomorrow morning, State Police will man a voluntary road check at the scene of the accident between exits 14 and 15 on Route 84. Anyone with information is asked to make a statement at the road check or telephone State Police. Adlai Stevenson, Action News 8, Southbury.
This is Bob Norman. Over 16 years as a state police officer, Lieutenant Thomas Carney won friends and commanded respect. He and Lieutenant James Mooney were friends since childhood.
Sure. Tom was a very bright guy. He was very career-oriented, and he was probably the best manager we had in this part of the state. And he's a very close personal friend. Sure.
Lieutenant Carney's office in Litchfield bears the records of a successful career, rising rapidly through the ranks of trooper, detective, corporal, sergeant, and then lieutenant. Carney was singled out for special recognition on 6 occasions, including once by the U.S. Customs Service for his work in narcotics. He is remembered by the 50 men he commanded as tough but compassionate.
He was a fair type of individual. He would just really do anything for you relative to any problem that you had. But by the same token, he'd just expect that the job was to be done and wanted everybody to perform their tasks accordingly.
And I think that somewhere is in the back part of your head, you understand that's part of the job. You accept it, but you don't think about it. It lays back there. When something like this happens, it comes to the forefront. It scares you. Right? It's a reminder. And then we have to drive it back, or else you're not going to stay in the business.
Lieutenant Carney is survived by his wife, Judith, and a teenage son and daughter. Bob Norman, Action News 8.
Ironically, the last time a state trooper was killed on duty, the circumstances were the same. In February of 1976, Trooper Carl Moeller died after he was hit by a truck on I-84, the same highway where today's accident happened. At that time, Trooper Moeller was standing on the roadside helping a disabled motorist.
Finest police officers. There's a lot that I can say about Tommy, but anyone who's ever known him has their own warm and personal thoughts about him. And what a great and wonderful police officer, family man, and dedicated person to the community. Goodbye, Tom.
On the day of his baptism, Thomas put on Christ. In the day of Christ's coming, may he be clothed in glory.
As young Tom Carney said to me last evening, wouldn't it be nice if we didn't need any policemen?
You know my heart and its ways. You have formed me before I was born.
Tom and I have gone through a lot, especially in that later unit. I got to know him extremely well. It's one of the greatest losses of my life. There's a lot that I can say about Tommy, but anyone who's ever known him has their own warm and personal thoughts about him. And what a great and wonderful police officer, family man, and dedicated person to the community. Goodbye, Tom.
morning funeral services for State Police Barracks Commander Thomas Carney. Carney became the 13th Connecticut State Trooper killed in the line of duty earlier this week when he was struck down by a tractor-trailer rig on Interstate 84 in Southbury. In a dramatic ceremony in the lieutenant's hometown today, more than 1,000 police officers gathered to pay their respects.
It was a massive demonstration of unity and respect. 1,200 officers traveled from around the state and around the country to pay tribute to a fallen partner. In his 40 years, Lieutenant Thomas Carney earned an enviable record of success and happiness. The 16-year state police veteran rose rapidly through the ranks and was singled out for commendation 6 times. He leaves behind his wife, Judith, a teenage son and daughter. Friends say the family was very close. Lieutenant Joseph Farnham read the eulogy.
Tom died the other day doing what he really believed in. I know that personally, and I know it in my heart. He was protecting the public, trying to do his job, and doing something that he would not ask his fellow police officers to do, that he wouldn't do himself. Anyone who's ever known him has their own warm and personal thoughts about him. And what a great and wonderful police officer, family man, and dedicated person to the community. Goodbye, Tom.
Troops! Lieutenant Carney's family, thank you. Governor O'Neill, thank you. And the Connecticut State Police, thank you. Troop, dismissed.
Adlai Stevenson, Action News 8, Newtown.